Hey everybody, initially this video was about alternative salinity testing for your salt chlorinator using my pool, which is not yet open as it's still winter here, but soon to be. We'll see some discoveries that we found along the way. So let's get started. Ran on the lowest setting this winter, barely using any electricity. However, if we make our way down to the salt levels, we'll see that here it's showing 2500 with an alarm. So we'll take a look at the actual salt levels, not this average, which can be deceiving. Making my way to the minus sign after going up to superchlorinate, and we see that we are at 2100 and dropping 2000. Yeah, looks low. Again, the average, deceiving. Now obviously down to 2000, it's tripping these lights right here, and we're probably due for an inspection as well after the winter. But let's see what's going on with this salinity level. My usual method would be to grab a sample from the pool using a clean cup, using one of the test strips for salinity, dropping it in the cup for the predetermined amount of time, and then comparing it on the chart to determine if my salt levels are accurate on the salt chlorinator against the actual levels in the pool. But this time I wanted to try out one of the digital testers. So I picked this one up on Amazon for about $28. So we'll get right to unboxing. Here's the tester. Pulling it from the case here, we can see that there's a plastic cover that protects the sensor on the bottom. There's a couple sensors there. It's got a watertight seal. Included with it below, we could see a brush, most likely to clean that sensor, as well as a bunch of packets for calibration. But if I go and take these packets and sort them out, we'll see that they only support the calibration of pH, nothing for salt. And I'm told this doesn't come well calibrated for salt. So I ended up having to buy the salt calibration solution separately, coming with 4 bottles of 12.88 calibrated salinity. That's what that tester needs. So we're going to put the pH off to the side for now and set up our salt calibration. There's also another value of salinity calibration, but this was the one recommended for swimming pools. So we'll kick things off by turning on the device. As the screen comes on, it is backlit. We can see that it happens to be at the salt setting by default. We're going to hit the mode button a couple of times till we arrive at a particular menu option. And that's right here. Micro S per cm is what it says. That's where we want to be. It's also showing around 22 degrees centigrade. So I remove the protective cap covering the sensor. And we see multiple sensors on the bottom of this device. At this point, I'll open up this calibrated fluid and remove this protective seal. The sensor, which I have cleaned with demineralized water and dried, goes directly in this fluid now, at which point I hold down that mode cal button for 5 seconds, let go. Now we're in cal mode, and I should be able to use the up and down arrows to set it to the number on the bottle. So I'm going to press the up arrow to get it to 12.88, which really didn't seem that far off to me, but I don't have a reference, so I'll assume that it was off, and now I'm getting it into the right location. Now at 12.88, I'll simply stop touching the buttons until it automatically leaves calibration mode. This bottle should now be matched to this sensor, so we could just put it right back in and see if we arrive at 12.88. Putting it in, clearly I see I did something wrong, or calibrated too quick, or removed it too quick, because now it's at 13.26, so I'm going to have to recalibrate it again. So I'm just going to blast through this procedure right quick. This time ensuring that the unit stays in the bottle until it leaves the calibration mode. Okay, that should be good now. Off and on and back in for a test. We'll drop it in. We'll wait for it to settle down. And we're looking at, 12.94. Okay, it's close enough. I'm not going to be that picky. 12.91. It's almost on the money. We're going to call this calibrated. 12.90, even better. Just out of curiosity, what is this in parts per million? As we would see on the front panel of the Hayward screen of the salt chlorinator, it would show this fluid 6,470 parts per million. Definitely not a salinity level we keep the pool at. At this time, I put the calibration solution off to the side after covering it, and I'm going to need to wash the sensor in demineralized water. I use my zero water to do this. I've had that in other videos, so I'm just going to spin it around a couple times to get any of that saline solution off of the sensors. I'll shake it off and that should be sufficient. So it's time to collect a sample from a clean glass cup. I went deeper in the pool for the actual sample, but couldn't do it with the camera in hand. Placing the cup right down on the workbench. Here's where things start to get weird. turn on the device, and I'm going to set it for salt reading. That's our normal parts per million. And as I place it in the water, let it settle down, we're looking at 6,800 parts per million, 6,820, 10, 20, whatever. This is extraordinarily high. This sensor clearly must be broken, right? So I cleaned it again, demineralized water. And yeah, the calibration moved, which is unfortunate, but it didn't move that much that I would expect to see readings like that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set it back 12.88 again. And we're going to take a look at that water sample. So I'll clean off the sensor, drop it back in, and we're looking at, we'll let it settle down, 6,670, which is lower, but still absolutely ridiculous. Owing to the condition of the filter right now, I pulled from the outlet right by a jet to get a more accurate value of the water. The filter needs cleaning, the circulation is poor, but we could see from that point, we did drop down to 6,400. Still terrible, but an improvement. And coming full circle, we're going right back to test strips. I like these particular strips, and I've sped this up, but once that top line turns black, we know we're ready to measure the value. And there it is. Let's pull it out and have a look. And this strip is showing just a hair over 8, so we'll say 8.1, which gives us about 6,300 or so, so the meter was dead on. Which doesn't explain why the salt chlorinator is reading so low. So I'm going to start the process of cleaning out the pool, removing the organic matter, cleaning out the filter, and we'll see what we get. 2,400, it's still way low. I look inside the chlorinator, I don't see any buildup, I don't see any debris, but I'm going to give it an acid wash anyway because it's been, a couple of months, at least 4 months since the last time. And when I fill it up with the mixture, the 4-to-1 mixture, I do see a reaction which kind of surprised me. And this reaction did go on for a full 3.5 minutes before it settled down. So maybe there was a silhouette of debris that was on these veins causing that to happen. I also see these white flakes in the bucket. The black flakes turned out to be from the deteriorating O-ring from the holder, so that was fine. Let the pool run another full day, filtering with the robot, cleaning out the bottom, hoping for better results. I wouldn't swim in these numbers, but at least they're stable now. So we'll have a look the next day, and we're lower, we're 2,300. What's going on? Turns out it was the wife who found it, showing me this receipt. My chlorinator is 9 years old. It may be time for a new one. It's easy to be tempted on Amazon looking at all these Chinese knockoffs that cost $370, $320 for a T15. Why don't I just pay that money instead of buying the original Hayward for $862? And I'll tell you why. Because this one lasted me 9 years, and I'm not going to get one that's going to last a year, and I'm going to end up buying 9 of them for a third of the price. 1 day later, and about $1,000 poorer, it's arrived. So we're going to open it up and pull it out. And it is in fact the 15, which I have, so it's a direct replacement. But this is bananas. No, not those. I mean this. The box has been pre-opened and taped like crap. What is this? So now I have to open it up and make sure this thing is not some used garbage that was returned, so I have to return it again. If it's not sealed, I'm going to have to send it back. And already, it's not looking sealed to me. Even though the wire's wrapped up, I paid $1,000 for this. I expect it to be in a box that's sealed and not opened up by somebody and then returned. I don't know if they dropped it or whatnot. Yeah, I really can't tell. This is wonderful. I won't tolerate this kind of garbage in the store. I'm not going to tolerate this kind of garbage on Amazon. So back it goes, and we get another one. They'll pay for shipping. Happened to be at the other house down south, opening that pool too. Total coincidence, I'm just doing the general maintenance, happened to be doing the salt test and comparing the values. Seen about 3,100, but when I look on the box, climbed up to 27, started making its way down, settling at around 2,200, so I could see something was wrong here as well. And for those who might ask, yes, I did check the water chemicals, even though it's winter. Obviously, we see that there's no chlorine here, and the pH is a little high, but other than that, nothing entirely crazy. Come back a short time later, and I got a hot alarm coming from the cell now. Something's not right here. It's about 70 degrees outside. Come to find out, this T15 aftermarket cell has been in service about as long as mine has. It's time to go. Salt cell arrives the next morning. Check the box to make sure it's not pre-opened like my last one was. And this one looks like it was factory sealed. Very good. I confirm really quickly, it's in fact the T15. I've installed the new cell in place. We'll have a look and see what's going on. First, I'll turn the pump on and check for leaks. Once everything engages, I'll put it up to superchlorinate and I'll see what the actual level is. And it is, as I expect, 3400, so it is operating properly now. I'll reset the average down to auto, back up to superchlorinate, back down to auto. And then I'll hold in the diagnostic button for 3 seconds till the inspect cell light goes out. As this cell was dying, it looks like the output's been slowly cranked up over the last couple of years, so what I'm going to do is go to the display of the actual desired output, and I'm going to bring it down. Leave it around 45 and we'll see what happens. In a couple days, we'll look at the output from the test strips and adjust from there. But I am going to hit superchlorinate and leave it here for at least 24 hours just to get some chlorine in this pool. And here's the old cell that was removed from BlueWorks BLT 15H-2 for those who might be curious. Back at the other house the same afternoon, and this box has arrived a couple days ago. We can see this one is unopened, so we'll open it up and have a look. And I definitely feel more comfortable installing this one as I've paid for a new product. And just a quick rehash, we know the salt is really high in this pool, around 6,000, but the display is going to show around, we're looking at, what, 2,300, maybe 2,200. At this point, I'll shut down the pump and remove the old salt cell. And there's nothing to it, just a quick swap, just like you would if you were to remove the cell to do descaling. I turned on the pump and checked for leaks, but forgot to plug in the flow sensor, so I do that now. And we're back up, but the average is going to be way off, obviously, so we're going to look at the actuals. And the actuals are showing us around 5,800, which doesn't surprise us given the volume of salt in this pool, but let's verify anyway. But very quickly, I'll hold in the diagnostic button for several seconds to shut off the inspect cell light. And now it's off. So with the pool showing 5,800, our digital tester is going to show, and we will let it settle down for a second. It's showing about 6,000, so not far off at all. And just for the video, for good measure, we'll verify one more time with a salt test strip. Looks like 7.9 to me. And this is showing around 7.9, so just around 6,000 parts per million. So everything seems to line up nicely. The old cell can be saved, unplugged, and put into circuit in the winter when I don't need the chlorine in the pool here up north. So 2 houses, the same issue, and both of them happen to be that the salt cell was simply too old and needed to be replaced. By using a combination of different test equipment, we were able to determine that the salt cell was no longer good, but we knew that from the age as well. As many years as it lasted, it got a good run. Do I need a digital test set like this as compared to a calibrated test strip? Probably not. Unless I was constantly testing pools all day long, it's really fine to simply use the test strips and you know they're going to be accurate. But that concludes this video on salinity testing and ultimately salt cell replacement. I hope you found this video enjoyable, entertaining, and informative. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below, helps me out a lot when you do. And hit that subscribe button to be informed about more videos like this when they come out. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Would you like to reply?